Good morning, children. It's Friday today, last day of the week, 8th May 2020. Now, today we'll be doing the next chapter, which is chapter 7 of Street Child. Now, the resources again that you will need for this lesson are a pen and a sheet of paper. So, I'm going to pause the slide slightly so that you can get your pen and your sheet of paper. Now, learning intention to write a play script using different features. Success criteria. I can understand different features of a play script such as settings, scenes, character list, and stage directions. I can use my knowledge to write my own play script independently. Write your learning intention. I'm going to again pause the slide so that you can write your learning intention neatly. Chapter 7 The Wild Thing. Joseph, Jim asked the bent man one day out in the yard, "How long have you been here?" "Been here?" Joseph swung his head round, peered up at Jim. "Seem like I was born here. Don't know nowhere else, son, and I don't know all of this place neither." He leaned against Jim so he could swing his head up to look at the long high building with its rows of barred windows. "I've not been in the room where the women go, though long ago I must have been in the baby room, I suppose with my ma. I've been in the infirmary wards, but there's all kinds of little twisty corridors and attics and places I've never been in, Jim, and I don't want to neither. It's the whole world, this place is." He spread out his hands. "Whole world." "It ain't, Joseph," Jim told him. "There's no shops here, and no carriages, and no trees." He closed his eyes, forcing himself to try and remember what it was like outside. "And there's no river. There's a great big river outside here." "Is there now?" said Joseph. "I should like to see that river, though to tell you the truth, Jim, I don't know what a river is. Tell you something?" He put his arm over Jim's shoulder to draw his ear closer to his own mouth. "I don't want to die in here. If someone will let me know what day I'm going to die, I'll be grateful. I'll climb over that wall first." He dropped his head down again and stared at his boots, whistling softly. "Yes, that's what I'll do." Now read the remaining chapter quietly in your minds. Now I'm going to read the last part of the chapter. Jim felt the wild thing fluttering again, only if they catch them. "They always catch him, bobbies catch him, bring him in and they get thrashed and thrashed." Jim struggled to sit up, the stinging rolled down his body. "Won't you come with me?" "I daren't. Honest I daren't. Don't go, Jim." Jim looked up at the great archways of the schoolroom. He knew the words off by heart. "God is good, God is holy, God is just, God is love." "I've got to," he said, "and I'm going tonight, Tip." Okay, so this is the last part of chapter 7. So in this chapter we come to know that Jim has now made up his mind that he wants to escape from the workhouse, and he said to Tip that under no circumstances he is going to spend his entire life in the workhouse. So he had made up his mind that he wants to leave the workhouse and run away. Now, chapter 7, guided reading. Why do you think Jim has to force himself to remember what the outside world was like? What motivates Jim in his decision to leave the workhouse? What is a bobby? Write down the answers. in your books? Okay, now let's discuss the answers. Why do you think Jim has to force himself to remember what the outside world was like? So the answer is that because Jim had been living in the workhouse since a long time, he has almost forgotten the life outside. So that's why he has to force himself to remember what the outside world was like. What motivates Jim in his decision to leave the workhouse? Now, there can be lots of answers for this. That he doesn't enjoy himself in the workhouse, and it's like a prison. The workhouse is like a prison. They cannot see the world outside, and Mr. Barrick, his class teacher, is very strict. He beats the children, and there's a lot of work to do. So all these things, there's no freedom in the workhouse. So there are a variety of reasons. There are lots of reasons which motivate Jim to leave the workhouse. Now, what is a bobby? Now, a Victorian time policeman is called a bobby. Okay, so you can see the picture on the slide. There's a picture of a bobby. Bobby is a policeman during the Victorian days. They used to find these orphan children and then they used to send them to the workhouse. So that's a bobby, a Victorian policeman. Let us now revise play scripts. Okay, now we had done play scripts last week. We are going to again revise play scripts and then you're going to write your own play script. Now, once you have your title and your list of characters, you need to have your stage directions. It is a dark, cold night and Mel and Sid are sitting on a green park bench. The street lights are dim and the sound of the traffic can just be heard in the background. Mel: Ooh, it's so cold out here. Do you think it might rain? Sid shrugs his shoulders. Don't know. Mel: Not very talkative tonight, are you? What's up? Sid huffs and stretches legs out. Dunno. Mel: I was thinking about my holiday. Looks up to the sky, all that sun and luxury. Sid: Dunno what for. It ain't ever gonna happen. So you can see that the speakers are on the left hand side, and then you can see that after the speaker there are two colons and then the speech or the dialogue start. And remember, you never ever use inverted commas, open inverted commas or close inverted commas in play scripts. You directly start the dialogue, so there are no inverted commas. Then you can see that the stage directions are actually written in brackets, okay, and how the people talk, all the actions. So this is one play script. Then at the beginning you have the scene as well. So what is the scene like? So setting the scene, it's a dark, cold night. Mel and Sid are sitting on a green park bench. So there, first of all, you have your scene. Okay, so characters, as I said, when they speak, they don't need speech marks. Stage directions tell the actors what to do on stage. So all this which is there in blue are actually the stage directions, how the people talk. So for example, Sid, like while she's talking, he's shrugging his shoulders. So that is written in blue and those are the stage directions. They are always in brackets. Okay, what the actors say are called dialogues. Okay, so all the dialogues are written in purple. Ooh, it's so cold out here. Do you think it might rain? No, not very talkative tonight, are you? What's up? So all those are stage direction, dialogues. Now your task is that you're going to write a play script about the last conversation between Jim and Tip. Think about Tip's character. Why doesn't he want to leave the workhouse and go? Does Jim leave him and go away? Right now, has Jim actually left and has he gone away? So you're going to write a play script about the conversation between Jim and Tip. So go back to the slides, read what they talk with each other, and then you are going to write a short play script about the last scene. where Jim actually reveals to Tim that it's my plan that uh, I want to leave the workhouse and I want to leave under any circumstances. So you are going to write a play script about the last conversation between them. Remember all the features like the title, then the list of characters, then the setting, then you have your speakers, colons, and your dialogues and stage direction. So all these features should be there in your play script. Write your play script. I want this play script at least 1 page long. Children are doing their online learning, but right now I'm seeing that the work is quite, it's not very long. I want to see a detailed play script. So not just 4 5 lines, but at least 1 page, one whole page written. Email me the play scripts on the year 5 email address, and I'll give you your feedback. Good luck with the task and see you on Monday. Bye bye.